Okay, so today we're doing yoga for varicose veins. Yes, we actually have a class set up for that. We're going to start a lot of our postures. We're going to hold for a few breaths, maybe up to 2 minutes in some of the postures, so it'll feel a little bit like a yin class. But remember to keep the breath engaged. Okay. Now we're going to start off in hero's pose or Varicose. Now I sit on blocks. Now essentially, on your knees, and you bring your hips back onto your heels. And that's where you can start. Now, if you can't get your hips to your heels comfortably, you can sit on a block or a blanket. Those of you that have phone books, those of you old enough to remember what phone books are, those are great to sit on as well. But I'm going to make myself comfortable on some blocks here. So, seated nice and comfortably, I want your torso to be as tall as possible. Keep the torso, keep the core in. Let's bring the shoulders up, back, and down, away from the ears. Okay, let's work on breath now. Let's get into our Ujjayi Pranayama breath early. It's our breath where our mouth is closed, and we take all of our inhalations and exhalations through the nose. And then when we breathe in, we bring in a little more air. And we're dragging that air along the back of the throat. It might cause a soft snoring sound. And when you exhale, well, you're using that diaphragm, bringing it up and into the chest cavity to exhale just a little more air than what you would normally do. So engage with this now. Deep breaths. You can also do this as a bit of a cleansing to get rid of the day that was slightly behind you as we get into our practice. 3 breaths here, folks. 3 deep breaths. Eyes are soft or closed, your call. 1 more breath. And on your exhale, open the eyes, and let's go for a twist. We're going to twist to the right. I'm going to position my arms and my hands to help prop myself, and we're twisting from the spinal column with the lower spinal column. Your head is along for the ride. So your head's really the last item to come to completion here. Don't force the neck. Just look where you can comfortably over the right shoulder. You may feel some tension on that right side of the compression, and that's fine, unless it's discomforting. Too much discomforting, then yeah, call out. All right, 1 more breath here. And on your exhale, recover. Ooh, center. Let's go to the left. Twisting to the left in a hero's pose. Nice, easy, simple twist. Looking over the left shoulder. Now we've got that compression in the left side. You know, a little bit of expansion along the right side here. Keep the torso tall. Try not to lean forward or back with this one. 1 more breath, folks. And on your exhale, bring it back to center. Great. Konasana, or Upavisa Konasana. So we're going to have a seat with our legs extended and out. So I'm going to turn just a bit towards the camera here. And the legs are open. That's right. Take them wide. Now, one other option for those of you that have blankets or something similar, you can actually sit on the edge of the blanket so that your pelvis rolls forward just a little bit. For those of you with tight hips, this might help get a little deeper into the posture. Okay, legs are open. Feet relaxed for right now. Hands walking forward. That's it. That's all we're doing. We're going to hold here. We got at least 2 minutes here of a hold. So you can make this progressive. So if you know you can't go down too far, go where you can. Keep it about 5 breaths, inch a little further forward. Now, for those of you that are, say, 2/3 of the way to the mat, in other words, from where you start off to where you're ending, you're more than 2/3 down, you're close to lying flat on the mat. I want you to go ahead and flex the feet. So bring the toes back, push the heels out. So we're tightening, engaging every muscle on the legs. You're going to feel it. Walk the hands forward a bit here. For those of you that can lie flat without too much of an issue, lie flat. Just do it. For the rest of us, yeah, hang in there. We'll get there. Couple more breaths. We're more than halfway there. We are lengthening. We're keeping some tension on the muscles. And we're also working on the fascia. You know what I mean by the fascia? That's what we're going to aim for to try to do some damage to those, well, positive damage to those varicose veins. We may not get rid of the ones we have, but we'll keep the ones from forming. So think about that tension. Stick with the breath. Walk the hands forward a bit. Keep your head neutral. That's it. A couple more breaths. We're almost there. Yes, I know you're feeling this now, especially along the hamstrings, calf, maybe the heels, lower back. Most of us are probably feeling this on the legs right now. You're doing good. All right, give me 3 deep breaths here. Last breath in. And recover. Slowly, bring the arms up. Bring the torso up. Woo. Take your hands on either side of the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the heart towards the ceiling. And we're pressing down. We're getting a little light in the seat. And recover. Good. One leg or together. Let's bring them together. You can even shake them out of it here. There we go. Okay. Baddha Konasana. Cobbler's pose. So we can bend the legs. Take the knees out. Soles of the feet are coming together. Now, if you're near a wall, this is almost perfect. You can put yourself against the wall. And when you do that, you feel pretty stable. You feel pretty good here where you don't have to hold on to the feet. But I want you to bring the heels in as tight as you can, as close as you can. Let those knees fall open. You don't have to force the knees right now. Just let gravity do its job here. And for those of you that have practice with Ashtanga, or you typically like to come forward with this, go ahead and do it. In other words, lean forward. If you see the space in between your feet, put your forehead there. That's what you're gunning for. So you're literally leaning forward. We'll call that optional for today's practice. I really want you to focus in on the pelvic girdle, bringing those knees down. Others, you can hold on to the ankles and use your elbows to put a little extra pressure on those knees. Yeah, you'll feel it. You'll know when to stop. There's some pretty good options, home options for putting weight on the knees, including Ziploc bags and sand, or small rocks, something similar. Phone books work well. Small dogs work well. Literally just letting them sit on the knees here. Some studios have 2 and 5 pound sandbags you can place on your knees. All of that works well, but go with what you're comfortable with. Okay, we're doing good. Some of you are probably adding a little extra pressure on those knees. That's fine. If your knees are already on the mat, then you need to start bringing your torso forward, okay? I know we've got some of you that are already there, and that's great. All right, we're almost there, folks. Give me 5 more breaths right here. Deep inhalations and exhalations. Use your breath. As you exhale, you can actually go a little deeper with it. Thank you, Rain. One more breath in. And on your exhale, bring your torso up if you're lying flat. One knee at a time or together, bring the knees up. Extend the legs, shake them out. Oh, so far so good. Strap time. Time for Party Konasana, or as I like to call it, our boat pose, our supported boat pose. If you don't have a strap, a towel will work just as well. Okay, give me a couple of variations here. Take the strap. So we're seated, legs bent initially. Put the strap around your feet. Bring your legs up. And we're holding on to the straps. Now, This is one option. The second option is to extend the legs all the way. So remember, this is how we are with boat, yet without the strap. All right, but if bending the legs works better for you, great. Now look, the worst thing that's going to happen, you're going to roll backwards. So yeah, check to see what's behind you before you do this. We're trying to find that balance, because if you put too much pressure on your feet into that strap, you're going to work harder in the shoulders. You're going to lose it one way or the other, going forward or back. I mean, ideally, you find that nice balance to where you're barely actually putting any pressure at all on the straps. But I don't mind you putting a little. So this is Paripranavarsana or Paripanasana. I've seen it different ways in Sanskrit. All right, folks, 2 more breaths right here. 2 more breaths. And on the exhalation of the second breath, recover. We have 2 sets. So we'll give it a breath right here to relax. Now, if you don't have a strap or a towel handy, just do both. You'll be fine. And another neat way to do Paripanasana, I'll tell you now, is you can use a chair or something similar, maybe a sofa, bring your heels up. And the key really is to keep the torso up. So you don't want you lying back. Have your torso up nice and tall. And you can increase the altitude of the legs here. And this works great. So if you don't have a strap or you're near a piece of furniture, get those heels up on the furniture and try it this way. All right, second set, folks, let's go. If you do have a strap, let's go ahead and get a strap around the feet and get the legs out. Of course, we're trying to get the legs so that they are extended, and we're finding that balance, working the core. Of course, you're also feeling it in the shoulders as well. Feeling pretty good. You don't have a strap and you're near a piece of furniture, get those heels up on the sofa or the chair. Keep the torso up because you are still working on your core. All right, find that balance. Hang in there, we're doing good. Down to about 30 seconds on this one, so hang in there. Few more breaths. Let's focus in on the breath. Alternately, using the strap, you can bend the legs. That'll take some pressure off. Down to about 6 breaths, 15 seconds. That's it. One more breath in. And on your exhale, recover. Nice. Woo. Paschimottanasana is up next. It's our seated forward fold. So let's start in Dandasana. And with Dandasana, we're seated, legs extended in front. Flex those toes back at you as the heels push forward. Hands relaxed on your sides on the mat. Shoulders are up, back, and down. Seated nice and tall. Core is in. And relax just a bit. Okay. Seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. If you cannot reach your toes, grab a strap or grab a towel, please, to wrap around those feet, okay? Anything will work well here. If you don't need that, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold, go for the grab. Now, if you're reaching well beyond your feet and you have a block, put the block under your feet and grab either side of the block and use that as a starting point. Please, if you can work a little deeper, do so. Work a little deeper into your posture. All right, we're here for a few breaths. So as you exhale, move a little deeper into it. Only a skosh, a centimeter, half a centimeter, just move into it a bit. If you have really tight hips or a back that's not real good, feel free to bend the knees a little bit, or a whole lot if you need to. Bend the knees to take some of the pressure off of that low back. Everyone else and everybody else, keep your eyes on your toes or what's beyond your toes. Do not look at your knees at this point. Don't look at your waistline. We're trying to keep a flat back as we extend ourselves over the legs. Hang in there, folks. We're looking good. That's right. We're holding this posture for a few more breaths. Work it a little longer, a little deeper. That's it. 3 more breaths, please. As you exhale, work deeper. Last breath in. As you exhale, release your grip. Roll up slowly, 1 vertebra at a time. Nice. Again, take those hands next to the hips on the mat. Roll the shoulders up and back. We're pressing down on the mat just a little bit. Lift the heart towards the ceiling. You can even take your gaze up towards the ceiling. And recover. All right, great. All right, hey, let's keep the work on those legs. This is Janu Shirshasana. Let's start with the right side. So bend your left leg, and then we're going to drop the left knee out to the side. Push the left foot into the right leg. Now, if you're having any issues with that left knee, you can place a block or a blanket underneath that left knee. We're going to extend our torso over the right leg. And as usual, if you can't reach that right foot, use a strap or a blanket or towel to grab the foot. If you don't have any of those items, don't worry about it. Grab wherever you can on the leg and pull the torso forward, okay? All right, let's do this. We're inhaling, we're exhaling, coming forward. And I can't reach as far doing this. I'm pretty tight. Yeah, it's actually, I feel this in my left knee. I don't want you to hurt yourselves in any of the things that we do here. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you know what I said. 1, it feels great. 10, you'd rather be anywhere else. Once it reaches 5.5, stop. Ease up a little bit. All right, let's keep it a little deeper now if you can. Now, if you're already lying down on that right leg, marvelous. You can incorporate a twist with this one if you'd like, including taking that right hand, going around the inside, left hand up and over, reaching for the toes. That's optional for those of you that are already extended all the way onto the leg. Everyone else, hang in there. We'll be all right. Okay. 2 more breaths here, folks. Last breath in. And on your exhale, release your grip. Roll the torso up slowly. Wow, nice. We're going to twist to the left. Yeah, we're going to twist and come over the left knee. So just take your torso down over the left leg, the bent leg. Doesn't matter where you come down on, doesn't matter where your hands are. Just forward fold over the left knee. Woo, here for 1 breath. And on that exhale, lift the torso up. Great. Come back to center and switch legs. Left leg is out. Oh, that's a tight one. Right leg bends, and we're going to bring the right leg down. And I'm going to put a block underneath my right knee. This is definitely my tighter side. So I'm going to use a strap on this one. If you don't need a strap, go ahead and inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold over the left leg. Now, if you are using a strap, once again, don't look down at your waistline. Look at that left foot, or look what's beyond the left foot, and just aim for that. Pull your torso, and if you only come down an inch, you're doing great. Hang in there. Alternately, if you're having issues with your knee or your hip, and you reach the 5.5, don't sweat it, folks. Kick the leg out. It's not a problem. Kick the leg out and continue with the posture. Don't try to work through the pain or live with the pain. It's not necessary. Should have told you that for the other side. Sorry. Now you know. All right. Hang in there, folks. 3 more deep breaths here. Remember, as you exhale, maybe we move a little deeper. Do what you can with this one. Nice. 1 more breath in. And on the exhale, bring the torso up. Twist to the right. And we're going to lean over the right knee. So let's bring the torso down. You may actually feel a bit of an extension on the spinal column as you come down over the right knee. The left leg is relaxed. You might actually flex the foot if you want, but not really necessary. Ooh, give me one more breath. And on that exhale, bring it up. Nice. Oh, great work. Okay. Good news, bad news. We're going back to hero's pose. So, back to sitting on our heels. And I'm going to go ahead and break my blocks out and sit on the blocks. So I've got really tight hips, and despite all the yoga that I do, but the yoga keeps me going forward, so I'm calling it good. All right, now look, here's the gig. If you can, if you're not sitting on any blocks, take your heels apart, sit your bum on the mat, sit down all the way on the mat. So your heels are apart just enough to get your hips on the mat. Go ahead and do that if you can. Everyone else, hang in there. And maybe if you're on multiple blocks, you can lose a block. You know, some of the work we've done up to this point, working on the knees especially, because most of us are going to feel tight right around the knees, right above the knees especially. So doing some of the work that we've already done, you might be able to come a little lower. All right, let's go for a reclining posture of Supta Virasana, in which case I'm going to take my hands and walk them back. Now, if you're one that can go all the way back and lie down flat, like you did when you were in elementary school, go for it. If you can do that, knowing that you're going to need help and there's no one else around, stay where you are. Let's be cool about this. All right. We've got a few breaths here, folks, at least an additional 35 seconds right here. So get comfortable with this. Breathe into the tightness. I know it may sound odd, but as you exhale, think about the really tight points in the body, maybe the knees, maybe the quadriceps at this point. And just breathe into it. Maybe come back a little further for those of us walking the hands back. And if you're not lying down completely, I suggest to keep the head neutral. Don't just relax the head and let it hang back. Use a little tension to keep it neutral. Yeah, I feel it in the knees. I hear you. Couple more breaths, folks. We're almost there. Nice. 2 more breaths. Last one. And on your exhale, if you're lying down, start making your way up. We'll meet you. All right, everyone else, let's walk our way up. Oh, great. And come forward carefully. You're going to feel this. Oh, I definitely feel it. And let's just work out those kinks in the legs as necessary. I'm taking my legs and extending them straight back. And then the other leg. Hey, whatever you need to do to get the blood flowing again. Anything works great here. All right.
Is there an alternate pose for that? Like if you can't really because of bad knees or whatever?
On a hardwood floor, I've had a lot of folks use a blanket on their knees and then once again, just put the blocks, foam or whatever, and sit down on that. I'm not sure of an alternate posture saved for that, but I'll definitely, there's other postures we can do to work into the knees, to work into the tight areas that we're working on with Virasana. Let me look that up. I'll shoot it out on an email blast to everybody for the alternate postures. All right, moving on, it's Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. So from all fours, come onto your toes, and we're only going to come up halfway with this one initially. So on your toes, lift the knees up a little bit, and then push the hips back to the wall behind you. Keep your head relaxed in between the arms. So your legs are still bent, and now you're looking at your knees, your feet, or the wall behind you. All right, let's extend the legs, bring the heels down towards the mat. Hopefully you're hitting the mat. So your hands are about shoulders width apart. If you have tight shoulders, you can widen your hands as necessary. If your feet are apart, try to get them no wider than your hips. All right, so the fingers are spread, but favor that pinky. The head is relaxing between your arms. Your core is in. Your heels are working to reach the mat if they're not already there. Now, for those of you that are comfortable and your feet are flat, do me a favor. Extend your pose by bringing the feet back a little bit or walking the feet in just a little bit. Find a slightly different posture to work into. I know, we're here for a minute here, so we're doing good. We're more than halfway there. Ground down. Oh, rain, hush. Ground down and breathe. Give me 2 more breaths, please. Last breath in. And on your exhale, knees down. Let's go into Balasana or child's pose. So your big toes together, knees are together or apart. I'll leave that up to you. Push your hips to your heels. Feel free to fold your arms if you'd like for this one, or swing your arms to the sides, getting all the pressure off of the shoulders at this point. All right, a few more breaths right here. One more breath, folks. And let's bring it up to all fours. We have one more downward dog to do. Come onto your toes and let's lift up. Get into your best posture here, downward dog. Hey, let's go ahead and walk it out. We didn't do it the last time, so let's walk it out. So lift one heel, lower the other. You can even pivot on the balls of the feet, shifting to the left and to the right a couple of times. And come onto your toes. We lift the heels up as far as we can. We've got everything engaged in the legs now, and heels come down. All right, folks, ground down. Let's get into our best posture here. Your head's relaxed. It's in between the arms. You're looking at maybe your feet. Your heels are working towards the mat. You feel awesome lines of energy from your fingers, the wrists, up the arms, shoulders, back, your core. The stomach is in. You're holding it in. You're supporting that low back. And you feel those legs from the hamstrings on down. One more breath. And on the exhale, child's pose. Any variation of child's pose. Arms extended, folded, or swept to your sides. We're here for 3 breaths. Nice, deep Ujjayi pranayama breaths. All right, on that last breath, on the exhale, bring it up, and we're going to lie down on our stomachs for Sphinx. So lying down, you're going to be on your forearms. So chin and chest are up. It's more passive work into the low back here. Don't worry, we won't be here for too long. All right, let's get right into this. It's a plank. Yeah, we got to do a plank. You know that. Come onto your toes and lift the torso up. We're only lifting it up a couple of inches here. Keep your head neutral as you look at the spot in between your thumbs. Core is in. You're pushing your heels to the wall behind you. At least I am anyway. My legs are engaged all the way with this one. Save for the pressure you feel on your forearms and maybe just your elbows onto your mat. That's it. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. Exhale, return to Sphinx. Try not to plop too much on the ground. Just nice and ease your way back into Sphinx pose. We only have one more plank to go on that one. A little extra core work there. And a tightening of the legs. So we're still working on keeping the legs tight, working into the fascia. And we can do this with yoga to a small degree. But to a better degree, a good massage therapist can really get you into the fascia. I recommend Tylenol or ibuprofen before and after. All right, number 2. Plank. You're on your toes, keep the head neutral, and lift the torso. That's it. You got it. We're steady on here. 4 breaths, 4 deep breaths. Your Ujjayi pranayama breaths. In and out through the nose. 2 more to go. Last one. And with that last one, come down to Sphinx. Woo! We're here for a couple of breaths in Sphinx. And push back to all fours and child's pose. That's right. Hips going to the heels. Should feel good on that lower back. Extension there on that spinal column. Nice. And bring it forward. We're going to lie down again on our stomachs. This time, take your hands to your sides. Palms are down. So this is similar to the big room Salabhasana. Don't worry, we're not going to take our hands underneath our legs. Just have your palms flat on the mat next to your thighs. Chins resting on the mat. Okay, keep your chin on the mat. Keep the right leg relaxed. Lift your left leg straight back and up. Just lift it up. Hold here. You're here for a few breaths. So the right leg's relaxed, the left leg is lifted. Don't bend the leg, just keep it nice and elongated. You can press down on that mat a little more to lift that left leg up a little higher. Left glutes engage. Hold there and breathe. Nice, and recover. Nice and easy. Beautiful. Right side. Keep the left leg relaxed. Lift the right leg up. Yeah, you're feeling the glutes there. So keep the hands pressing down, the arms pressing down into the mat. Just lift the right leg up a little higher. Keep the leg straight. Point or flex. Point the toes. I think that works better for this posture. If your left leg's engaged, try to relax it. I want all of this in the right leg. And relax. Recover. Bring that right leg down. Woo, nice. From here, Balasana. Hands underneath the shoulders. Push up, push back to child's pose. Any posture here with your arms. Yes, we're pretty good. We got it. All right, folks. So far, so good. Let's bring it up. We're going to lie down now for Supta Padangusthasana. Please get a strap or a towel. And let's go right leg for starters. So lying down, we're going to bring the right leg up, put the strap over that right leg. You have an end of the strap in both hands. And I want that foot directly over your face. Well, that's one of our goals anyway. Hey, keep the left leg relaxed on the mat and just nice and steady pressure, bring the right leg up. Essentially with this one, give it about 2 or 3 breaths and then tighten up a little bit, bring the foot up a little higher. Now, for those of you that can reach your toes, in other words, using your peace fingers to grab your big toes, if you can do that with your head comfortably on the mat, nice. Go ahead and make that happen. If you need to lift your head off the mat, don't sweat it, folks. Just use a strap or a towel. The higher you get your foot over the plane, over your face, the shorter the distance that you'll have to reach. So the more you work on this, you will see progress. And yeah, it's all about the hamstrings now, so keep pressure on it, please. Keep that right leg elongated. Try not to bend it. You can put a very small bend in that knee once the foot is over your face. Until then, if you have to give up some altitude, some of the angle, do it. Let's go for alignment first and then depth later. All right. A few more breaths right here. Going pretty good. I know we're feeling it at this point. All right. Here we go, folks. Ease up just a little bit of pressure on that foot, on that leg, and let's open it up to the right. So as the leg opens up to the right, try to keep that left, no, don't try, do. Keep the left hip on the mat. Keep the left hip on the mat. I don't want you to roll onto the right hip this way. Now, if you're unable to do that without lifting that left hip, once again, use a strap or a towel, and you may have to decrease the angle. And that's fun. It's small steps of yoga. We're not going all out yoga journal on every posture. With time, that foot will be equal to your shoulder. So literally, if you look over your right shoulder to see where your foot is, yeah, we keep working on this. We'll get it close. Now, another question sometimes is the angle. Do you have to have your leg lower or can it be higher? Seriously, that's up to you. That's up to your body. Everyone's built differently here. Some folks like to have their legs higher, or it's more comfortable to have your legs higher, coming at an angle. Others are lower. And I've just been trained to keep my leg a little lower, but that's me. What you do what your body tells you in this one, and go from there. All right, we're here for a couple more breaths. We're making this look too easy today. Give me one more breath in. And on your exhale, bring the leg up. Let's cross it over to the other side. This is a counter stretch. So rolling onto the left hip is fine. So you roll over to the side a bit. It's a nice counter stretch. You're going to feel this in your low back, outer glute, down the leg. You're going to feel it in different places, but this is actually pretty nice. Okay, not here as long though, just a nice counter stretch. Let's continue. Bring the leg up. Let's switch legs, please. Left leg's in, right leg's relaxed on the mat. And as always, if you can reach your big toes, peace fingers and your big toes without the strap, great. And with your head relaxed on the mat. So go where your body takes you today. Okay, let's do it. Make sure that right leg's relaxed. That left leg is straight as long as possible. There's a bend in it. Ease up the pressure, okay? Decrease the angle. And hang in there and breathe. Now, if your head is relaxed on the mat, you're looking straight up at the ceiling. The idea is to have that foot directly over your face. So where are you right now? I get it. If it's not directly over your face, give it time. Matter of fact, let's make this your homework posture for the rest of the week. Try this out next couple of days. Have a nice social event at your home or somebody else's house. Just fall out on the floor and give this a shot. Get everybody into the practice. All right, a few more breaths here. And let's ease up a little bit. And let's open up the leg to the left. Remember, we're keeping the right hip on the mat. If you start to roll to the left here, just ease up or decrease the angle that the left leg is at. Sometimes it's nice to actually rest the leg, in this case the left leg, on a block, which I happen to be doing right now. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Other than that, right leg's relaxed. No tension really from the pelvic girdle, or right above the pelvic girdle on up. Everything else is relaxed. My core is in just a bit here, still supporting and giving some support to that lower back. Necessary even here. All right, if you can increase the angle of that left leg a little bit, go ahead and do it. Now's the time. Nice. And recover. Bring the left leg up. We're crossing it over for our counter. Oh, nice. Counter stretch. Ah, it's wonderful. So yeah, that left foot can come down to the floor on the other side. If it doesn't come all the way down, that's fine. But as I said, you can roll. You're more than welcome to roll a bit on this one. I'm feeling it quite nicely in that low back. Woo, okay, here we go. Let's recover. And we're going for Uttanasana, or when we're moving pose, so bring the knees in, arms on top or behind, and you can rock a little bit left and right. Maybe a couple of figure eights in that low back. Well, figuratively speaking, figure eights in the low back on your mat. And let's release the legs and bring them down to the left. Jabara Pradvitsi. So the knees come down to the left, look over your right shoulder. Groove in. And bring the legs up. Cross them over to the right side. And take your gaze over to the left. And yeah, you're looking over your left, but keeping the left shoulder on the mat. If your knees don't, and yeah, also you can come a little deeper by extending that top leg and kicking it out. You need to go a little tighter into the low back. Nice work, folks. Go ahead and bring the legs Well, keep the legs there. We're going to roll to the right, and let's come up to a seated posture. Any seated posture is fine. Your eyes remaining soft or closed as you come up. It's called Sukhasana, or comfortable seated posture. Disengage your Ujjayi Pranayama breath. So breathe regularly at this point. Nice, comfortable breaths. And you can take a deeper breath in and open your mouth and exhale. And breathe regularly. A great session today, folks. With a deep inhalation now, bring the arms up, palms come together. Exhale the breath as the hands come down, past your third eye to your heart center. From your mat to your world, remember always to remain kind, remain gentle, and always remember to stay fearless. Thank you one and all for a great session today. Thank you and namaste.